Hey everybody, today I'm bringing you another 2-page Tuesday layout. This sketch is from the 4x6 photo blog, and I will put the link to my Pinterest boards in the description so that you can find this on my sketchboard. So I'm starting off with these photos from a photo shoot day at a local farmer's market in October, the first weekend in October of every year. On that Saturday, there's a worldwide photo walk, and people all over the world take photos, and you can enter them in contests or not, but we have quite a few of them locally, and a friend of mine led this one, so I went there with her. So my background there is some navy cardstock from Basil, and I don't have the name on that because it didn't have a name with it, so I don't know which one it is, but it's just a really nice navy color. And then I chose a block of that patterned paper, that floral pattern paper. It's from Bella Boulevard Hello Autumn. It's the autumn floral, and obviously that's very appropriate here since they are autumn photos, as you can probably tell by the pumpkins that are on that left-facing page. And then I have that green leaf paper, which is also Bella Boulevard, but it's from the Love and Marriage collection, and it's called Vows. So isn't that cool that I'm using a wedding collection to actually do this and work on these fall photos? So the block of floral pattern paper is cut at 9 inches high, and I think I cut off about 1 inch on the left side and about 2 1/4 inches on the right side, or I'm going to in the end when I'm done. The pattern paper, the green pattern paper, is cut at 6 inches high, and then that will remain a 12 by 12 or 12-inch strip wide, so 6 inches high, 12 inches wide. And I'm kind of sort of guessing at those measurements. I don't have them here, but if I remember correctly, that's about what they were. So I'm using my centering ruler there just because it was the most handy ruler to kind of decide at how I want to cut these, how I wanted to cut those strips. And now I'm inking my papers with the Tim Holtz Vintage Photo ink, and I wasn't going to ink the side that's in the gutter, or where the join would be on the layout, but in the end I end up doing it because I inked them accidentally on one side when I wasn't thinking about it, and ended up doing that. And I wasn't going to do it because obviously there's 2 pages. In my albums, these pages won't sit exactly next to each other like they do in a postbound or a strap hinge, because I use a 3-ring album, so they are separate pages going across the gutter, and that doesn't bother me. I'm fine with that. So I'm arranging my photos here and just trying to get the right overlaps across the 2 pages, and then also down on the bottom. And they're 4x6 photo. Is a 4x6 photo sketch. My photos are not quite 4x6 just because they're phone photos, so they print out at like 4 by 5 3/4 or something like that, if I remember correctly. So it's a little bit trickier here, and I'm having to play a little bit to get that idea, to figure out the idea of what that actually is. All right, so now I am going to go count. I went and cut that second piece of floral paper, and I'm just going to butt these 2 pieces together here just so that you can see how I figure out how to get the papers to match across a layout there. It's so funny because in real life this takes quite a while to do all of this, but my total process is 60 minutes for this whole process, including the choosing of the papers as well too, which took me about 10 or 15 minutes if I remember correctly. So, and then of course, just as I'm getting ready to really start gluing a lot of things down, I run out of ATG and I have to get that replaced. So you can kind of see how quickly you can replace that. Just winding the ATG on there. And one of the things that I do is I take the old white middle piece from the old roll of tape, and I put it on top of the white middle piece from the new roll, and that helps keep your ATG from tracking sideways on you if you're having problems with that. That was a big question a few years ago all over the internet when a lot of us first started really using ATG. But if you're new to it and you're having that problem, do that and you will eliminate the problem of that trekking sideways, which is kind of one of the big problems with the ATG. Although I love mine. So, all right. So now I kind of have that figured out, like how things need to be mounted, and I'm going to start with the page there, the right side of the page there, right side of the layout really. And thank goodness I remembered I had the little piece to put in there from the pumpkins, because originally I was just going to put the photo of the onions there. And I have lots of photos from this day, but these particular photos are of the farmers market, so that they lay across from each other. Again, I said it's always so fast, always interesting to see these when you speed them up. And I think I'm sped up about, I was going to say 3 times, but I don't know that that's true. It's actually more than that, because otherwise this would be longer. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to journal. And I pulled an old My Mind's Eye journaling pad, and it was from Lush 2, and it's the orange colorway. And originally I was thinking of only doing one journaling pad, but I kind of liked the way they looked on both sides, and I thought that I could use one of them, most probably the round one on the right, just to ground embellishment somehow. And what I come up with to do that in the end, I'm going to absolutely love. Before I settle on that for sure though, what I want to do here is I want to get my title down so that I know that I have enough room for that journaling card, or figure out what I need to do to move it if that's what I need to do. So, and it's called Worldwide Photo Walk, so it's WWPW. That's not, I guess it would really be WP because it's only 2 words, but whatever. And then we did the walk in a city near me called Tosa, and I live in Wisconsin, so we have a lot of Native American names, which that is one of them. But we did it there, and its nickname in our area is Tosa, so I'm going to call this WWPW Tosa. The WWPW is a chipboard font, and that is from Bella Boulevard. It's the Chow Chip Sophisticates in the Sienna Alpha in Blueberry. And I love that color. It's a great blue. But I forget to use them. I have them stored right next to all my thickers, but they don't sit out. They actually have a basket over the top of them, and I forget about them. So it drives me nuts. The other thing is I have had Bella Boulevard chipboard letters as we have thickers fall off my layouts. So I have to add adhesive to them, and I don't always want to take the time to do that. Ultimately, lazy scrapbooker, right? But it's the truth. All right, so now I'm going to put down Tosa Day, and I don't have a T, so I grabbed an F, and I don't have an O, so I grabbed N, Q, and no A, so I grabbed a D. So I'm really making the most out of this blue foam alpha, and it's kind of blue, it's kind of aqua colored as well, with a little bit of aqua in it, and it's just the American Crafts Thicker Subway font. This is an oldie but a goodie. And originally I was going to write MKE for Milwaukee there or something, but it didn't, where I was testing it, I guess, to see if I could do something about Milwaukee, but I didn't have all the right letters, so I decided not to do that. And I'll get that figured out in just a second. All right, so just getting those letters down, and I realized that when I'm looking at my layout now, that first W has shifted a little bit, so it's a little bit crooked, so I'll need to fix that. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of fixing it as I'm talking to you. And I didn't have, well, I have multiple sets of these because I bought them at a Bella Boulevard warehouse sale a few years ago. So what I ended up doing is the second W is really an M. And it's a little bit different than the other 2 W's, but I'm not going to worry about it. It looks fine. All right, so now I had to take another letter and get an A out of the other one since I didn't have an A. Again, like I said, I'm really maximizing my letters here by cutting them apart. So you can, you could take Q's and P's and B's and D's and make them A's really easily in most alphas. All right, so now I am going to my sticker sheets here, and I found that cute little flower, and that is from the Bella Boulevard Hello Autumn Treasures and Text sheet, and that's a 12 by 12 sheet of stickers. I'm also adding some wood veneers around the page. I bought some LE Studio autumn wood veneers last fall, and I still have a few pieces left from those. So since this is an autumn page, I thought I would scatter those around, and I don't know what the name of that collection was because there's no name to it. They're just from L Studio, or LE Studio, sorry, not L Studio. And now I'm starting to scatter a few more embellishments. That Autumn Love sticker that I just put on the tag there came from the Bella Boulevard Hello Autumn Trinkets. So that and only one other sticker are from the Trinkets collection. Everything else is from that Hello Autumn Treasures and Text. I think Hello Autumn might have been their latest fall collection, if I remember correctly. That I also got in a warehouse box too. Alright, so now I have to ink all of my little pieces here, of course, because the papers are inked. And I really want to do that because that floral paper is so busy that I really want to be able to make the pieces and the embellishments on it stand out, would be the best way to explain what I'm trying to do. And I am going to take some of the blue asterisks from that Subway alphabet and add them into all of the clusters, the embellishment clusters that I'm making here. All right, that little scalloped tree and pumpkin die cut their sticker there is from that Hello Autumn Treasures and Text sheet. And just in case you can't read it, that little label up there says, wood label says favorite. The one banner says Hello Autumn. And then at the very top, that tab says harvest. And the wood kind of started with that harvest tab. And I just kind of worked around it from there. These Hello Lush journaling pieces actually are kind of velvety. They have almost a velvet texture to them. So it's kind of cool. And I'm so glad I have this beautiful book of these pieces, and I don't use them all that often. So they sit just to the left of my desk, so I'm not quite sure why I'm not doing that, but I'm not. So I need to make more of a plan to use these up. All right, so I told you I was going to use these to ground embellishments, and what I do, that's the Treasures and Text sheet from Hello Autumn right there. They had some really great autumn phrases, and what I did is I decided that I was going to use that sheet for the phrases, except I started out with 4 and then ended up with 5, so I'm going to move them just a little bit. So the phrases are fall, colorful, fall fun, pile on the fun, and pumpkins. So that worked out really, really great for this particular layout that I had all those pieces. And I really like how those word strips all have a home, and it's just a nice little way to use up those word strips. Not that I can't, but sometimes those are the things that are left on my sticker sheets. All right, so now I've pulled another little sticker up there. It says Harvest of Memories with that little blue border on the bottom, that little banner, and that is from the Bella Boulevard Hello Autumn Trinkets sheet. And then that little Friends, actually I'm sorry about that. The Harvest of Memories is from the Treasures and the Text, the 12 by 12 sheet. That little Friends sticker that I just stuck below Tosa Day, below the word day, is from the Trinkets. And the Trinkets are a much smaller, I don't know, they're maybe 6 by like 3 or 4 wide sticker sheet that Bella Boulevard does. So anyway, so the Harvest of Memories is from the 12 by 12, the Trinket Treasures and Texts. All right, and then I found that little red arrow. Here are the detail shots. Take a look because I have a few enamel dots that I've added here, and then a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye.